Welcome. Welcome everyone to the July Environmental Community Services Committee. I'd like to do acknowledgement of country. I'd like to show my respect and acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of the land, of elders past, present and future on which this meeting takes place. Applications for attending meeting via video link. Neil?
Neil received.
Apologies.
Madam Chair, we've received an apology from Councillor McPhee.
Okay, could I have a mover? Councillor Campbell, second. Seconder. Councillor Flaherty, all those in favour? Against? Carried. Any disclosures of interest?
Neil received.
Public participation?
No public participation.
And it says nil. Site inspection. So we've got one item on the agenda, which is the development application number 184/2022, alteration and addition to existing childcare facilities. I know it is in the report, but we might get a quick overview as well from you. Mr. Pringle.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So this application is for, as you said, alterations and additions to an existing childcare centre at 6 to 8 Cooper Street in Scone, also known as the preschool. It essentially is adding a third room to the facility and also a staff room as well. There's two non-compliances with our development control plan, one in relation to the front setback. There's a minor non-compliance there, and also in relation to car parking as well. So there's a shortfall in parking. So the application was placed on public exhibition for 14 days. There were no submissions received. In relation to the non-compliances, we're satisfied that the non-compliances are minor and acceptable. So we don't have any major issues with those. In terms of the car parking, it's noted that our Section 94 contributions plan allows council to impose a condition of consent requiring payment of a developer contribution of $10,682 per space in respect of the parking shortfall. However, given the community benefits of this proposal, the fact it's run by a community-based organisation and the historical deficiency in car parking on that site, we felt that imposing such a condition would be unreasonable and unwarranted in this case. So we've recommended approval of the application subject to conditions of consent. It might be worth just pointing out the plans showing the alterations and additions in Appendix 3, which I'll just bring up, sorry. So you'll see the encroachment within the setback at the front of the building there. There's already existing encroachments into that setback. And as you can see, there's just really no room on the site for off-street parking at all. So there's already a historical shortfall in parking on that site.
Thanks, Matt. I personally feel this is a good outcome for the preschool, and certainly we're going to be looking for more access to childcare. Do we have a mover for the recommendation? Move Councillor Campbell. Do we have a seconder? Any discussion? Okay, Councillor Flaherty.
Yeah.
Thank you. So has there been a traffic management plan done for this? I mean, it is a really condensed area. They're talking about 20 extra kids. I know they utilise the senior sits next door, which is great, but there's actually quite a high volume of little traffic. It's a very narrow road. I'm looking at how that's managed for safety when we do the same thing for, the schools, the early learning centre. Various areas have quite strict traffic management plans. What traffic management plan has been done for this?
Through you, Madam Chair, no, we haven't seen a traffic management plan for this project. As I said, we've assessed it on its merits. I guess when you're looking at the traffic flows, that you have the peak times during drop-off and pick-up times, but other than that, there's ample parking available in the streets.
Through you, Madam Chair, unless we've done a traffic management plan, do we know that? Like, it doesn't look very ample in that narrow street, particularly when you say look at the proposed development near St Mary's, which the streets are very wide, ample parking there. But that was quite an issue. And in and around schools where they actually have traffic management programs in place for the schools. And also with the preschool, it's a bit different to the long daycare and things like that, because there's very strict times that you drop the kids off and pick them up. So it's not like that drop off and pick up is staggered. And these are little children, they're not even primary school age children. So the risks are even greater.
Madam Chair, there is a car parking plan on page 24 of the agenda, which does show the parking arrangements for the site. So the applicant has prepared that plan showing where the parking spaces are available generally in Cooper Street and Oxford Road, and also Scott Street.
Should there be, as part of a traffic management plan, looking at possibly a pedestrian crossing there, or at least, you know, like other schools and high areas do have traffic areas around school time, crossing guards or anything in that area?
Through the chair, that's something I guess we could look at, but it is very low traffic volumes generally in that area. It's only those sort of drop off and pick up times where the children are escorted by their parents normally. So, which is a bit different to a school zone where the children are generally, you know, they're not being escorted by a parent.
Councillor Campbell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just looking at the Cooper Street here, and am I correct in assuming that those rectangular squares that are on the side are parking areas, the parallel parking? And if so, that they would not be full at all times. Would that be correct? Rather that it'd be more of a dropping off of the children. So therefore that would not eliminate, but it would perhaps make it much more safe for the parents or carers to drop their children off. And also you just stated that the traffic flows are very, very low in that area. So I agree with the traffic plan, but I just wonder whether that particular plan that it shows there's a lot of space there for parking, which would not be filled, would be only by dropping off the children. Thank you.
Through you, Madam Chair, just to be clear, there is no traffic management plan, so I'm not sure how you agree with it, but also, are there line markings there? Because I mean, it would be great if people in Scone parked in such a manner and so efficiently, but I've never seen people park down that street with such efficiency. There's usually a lot of room. So would part of that traffic management plan perhaps be line markings for parking to ensure that parking was efficient there?
Through the chair, that's probably something we need to take to the traffic committee to get some advice on.
Just,
So
Madam
we'll
Chair, can I ask Matt a question, please? So Matt, in the car park for the senior citizens, that's available for car parking during school hours, correct?
Generally, yes. So it's used on an informal basis.
Yep. So there'd be 43 plus 53, close to 60 parks all up, correct?
Yes, appears to be. Yep.
You would think that would be ample.
Can I just be clear and say, are you taking this to the traffic committee or as a question?
Madam Chair, we can do that, but I guess if the committee would like to do that.
Is that what the committee wants? Go to the traffic committee, we can make a recommendation. Do you want to add? We've already got a mover in a second, but we can add.
Madam Chair. Look, reading the layout there now, I just think that perhaps that could just be something that could be looked at, but I really don't think it's important at this stage because we just tend to slow down things and for the development. I'm quite happy for it to go through as it is.
Okay, well, you're with the mover, so we can't go any further on that. So we had a mover and a seconder. All those in favour? Against? Am I? Aye. That's the end of the Environment and Community Services meeting. Thank you for attending.